The following is a pre-recorded show. Welcome to Winning in Retirement with your host, Brian Akers, certified financial planner professional and founder of Akers Financial Group. Now, helping you win in your retirement, here's Brian Akers.
Hello, I'm Brian Akers, and welcome to Winning in Retirement. I'm a certified financial planner practitioner from Akers Financial Group. And today I have my special guest, Jeff Akers. Welcome, Jeff.
Good morning, Brian.
Jeff Akers is a certified financial planner from Akers Financial Group. He's a practitioner, and one of these days he's going to really get it down.
Yeah, last name is also Akers, just like Brian, because we're cousins. Brian was the certified financial planner before I was, by a ways.
Before you were born? No,
not before I was born, not that long ago.
Yeah, not that true. Not that. All right, so Jeff Akers and I have a show for you today. Now, there's so much going on, so much noise in the market, so much information out there, and it feels like it's all negative. Doesn't it feel that way to you, Jeff?
Everything you hear on the news is negative.
Now, I love fall time, and I heard that Jeff loves pumpkin spice.
No, Jeff does not love pumpkin spice, but somehow this morning I was given that nickname.
Yes, we named Jeff Pumpkin Spice in our pre-show where we actually plan everything out. So I'm not going to call you by that name. We're actually not going to include pumpkin spice into our title of our show.
Right. I like pumpkin pie. Don't get me wrong, but pumpkin spice, no. Keep it out of my coffee.
All right. So our show today is called 7 Fall Financial Fixes. And the reason we put together this show is this. Because it's fall time and we're in a volatile economic market, Jeff and I, we put together this show for one reason. That is to help you maximize your wealth when it feels like the exact opposite is happening. You don't want to miss out what we have to say today when it comes to 7 fall financial fixes. These are 7 topics, 7 things that you need to think about doing to make your financial life better.
Right. So let's get going.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
All right. You don't have any pumpkin spice coffee or anything like that?
No, not even coffee, just water.
And no pumpkin pie today?
No, nobody made any for me.
Yeah. You don't make your own?
No, I'm not making my own.
Oh, come on now. All right. So first of all, we're going to examine where people are financially, because anytime we meet a new client, we have to have that hello talk, right?
That's right.
And we get to know where they are.
Yep.
But the sad part is most people don't know where they are when they come to their finances.
Yeah, there have been a number of times that we go through things, put it together, show them this is what you have, where it is, and their eyes get big. They're like, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And so it can be an eye-opening experience, just that opening conversation or two.
Right. So imagine that we want to help you win in retirement. That's why we have the show, Winning in Retirement, because there's many actionable items that you need to do to fix where you are. But you got to start out with, where are you in your finances? You got to open your statements. You got to put it all together. That free initial talk that we have with our clients is where we find out where you are, and then we organize between that and the second meeting, putting together in writing where you are right now in financial planning.
Yeah, we call that your financial fingerprint.
So to increase your wealth, what we need to do is increase our savings, increase our investments, or decrease debt, decrease what's paying out, so that we can actually improve our net worth. When we talk about improving or maximizing your wealth, we're talking about your net worth of what you own, what you have as your assets.
Right. So what Brian's talking about, and he just said it, so let me repeat it. You can increase your net worth, increase your wealth by increasing the amount you have saved or by reducing the amount of debt you have. Both of those are positives, and we help you work through how much to do of each.
That sounds so simple.
Yeah, it does.
But the stock market is very emotional.
Yeah.
And what happens is there is lots of noise or information out there about the market being down this year and about all these things going wrong and why you shouldn't invest. There's 1,000 reasons to come out.
There are always 1,000 reasons not to invest.
Right.
But there are always more than 1,000 reasons to invest.
For long-term investors, this might be your best time to actually begin investing.
Yep, I agree.
Now, why would you agree with that?
Because over the long term, if you look at stock market returns over time, when you get out beyond 10 years, the market is nearly always positive. And if we look at the average rate of return over time, there's not much out there that competes with it.
the emotions of financial investing usually are tied to this fear, hope, and greed of the market. There's when the market's going down, there's this great fear that's going to always go down. And so they want to get out after it's down 25%, or they want to stay out or not buy while things are low. Because of fear, they want to sell, which is the opposite of what's recommended, the opposite of what really makes sense when it comes to investing.
Yeah.
Now, the fear, hope, and greed, the way that works is that if you're not selling right now, you're just hoping it goes back quickly. I'm actually okay with you because you should hold on to what you have if it's properly invested. The greed part was about a year ago when there's more of a bubble and things are going a little too high, especially on the technology side, and too fast. And people were trying to load up and buy more and more at the high because people will buy when things are high and they think it's going to go up forever. So things don't go up forever, and they also don't go down forever. The fear, hope, and greed is an emotional concept where people react to a market instead of taking advantage of the opportunities in front of them.
Right, instead of thinking about what's likely to happen in the future.
Yeah, so long term is something that we need to talk about, Jeff.
Okay.
If you have long-term investment money, how long is long-term to you?
I think of long-term as 7 to 10 years.
7 to 10 years for what reason?
Well, for stock investments, just the idea that if you need the money in less than 7 years, then there's a chance that what you've invested, you're not going to have that same amount in 7 years. The market could be a little bit lower in 7 years. But after 10 years, most likely the market will be higher and you'll have the money you put into it and then some.
Yeah, and I think of long-term, the sad part is most people are trading a lot more often during a year than they ever have done before because of technology. And so long-term, if we can get someone to hold 3 years, is getting into that long-term phase. I believe any market that's a bear market, a recessionary type of market, and where things are pulling back, we got to think about the recovery time being a period of time to recover. If you think about the last big correction in the market was in 08, 09, and it took around 4 years for certain markets to fully recover back to where it was.
Right. Depending on the index, I usually tell people 6 because 2007 was kind of a high, and then 2013 is when we got back to it on the Dow Jones.
Yeah, you're stretching it, right?
Yeah, I'm stretching it. I want people to understand that there could be time that we need to wait for the market to come back.
One of the best ways to basically speed up the recovery of your investments is to look at your company benefits, look at your 401k, and make some changes. So we have a couple ideas here. The first one, let's start with the company benefits. The fall, November, December is like normal benefit time where you have to make elections.
Right, your open enrollment period. So it's a good time to check everything that you've got.
Open enrollment for what?
Open enrollment for the benefits. Could be health insurance, could be long-term care, not long-term care, disability insurance,
Right.
Life insurance, all those kinds of things.
It could be where you can get into a retirement plan at work. It might be the one time a year you can make changes. Nowadays, a lot of online 401ks allow you to make changes anytime, but this also gives you a time to focus on what your company provides for you to choose from and for you to actually look at it and know about it. It's one of those pieces in financial planning that clients don't even have it at their ready to give us when we meet.
Right. They don't think about it generally. That's work. And over here, my accounts, that's separate.
Yeah, like, well, tell us about work. What do they offer you? What can we get?
Yeah, the money going into those accounts, where'd that come from? Work.
I like the idea to check the short-term and long-term box. I think those are great things you need to have.
Disability is very important.
More likely to be disabled than to die.
Yes, depending on how old you are, but yes.
Oh, you have stats on the age?
I don't have the stats, but if you're 30, the odds of becoming disabled are going to be far greater than the odds of dying.
Wow, that's pretty good there, Jeff.
Yeah. So get the disability.
All right, so idea number 1 on the 7 fall financial fixes is this. Know your group benefits. Know what they offer you. If you're at an executive level, you'd be amazed on how many executives we meet with that have not even talked to the HR representative that's dedicated to them to help them with the other benefits that are offered just to the high-end executive. It's amazing.
Yep,
and so trying to help them maximize the benefits provided at work is a key part of financial planning.
Right. And then for anybody that has access to a 401k, 403b, TSP, those kinds of things, it's a good time to check. What are you contributing? What's the company matching? How is it invested?
And that's idea number 2.
Oh, sorry.
Is the 401k changes. Is that 401k changes in a down market? You need to know where your money's going.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to someone yesterday who said, well, I think I'm maximizing my 401k, but I'll check. And so she checked and she's not. So now she's going to bump up what she's putting into it to maximize for the year what she's allowed to put into the 401k.
One way to know if you maximized a year ago is look at your W-2. And if you look in, I think at box 14, I think it's box 14, it'll tell you how much money went in as an employee contribution.
Right. And so you need to know what the limits are, and then you need to see if you hit the limit.
Yeah.
But the limits do go up from year to year. So just because you did last year, check with your HR to make sure that you are this year.
And that's one of the reviews in a good financial plan is, are you maximizing your retirement plan? Most people don't. Most people maximize the match, and they think that's enough. We think if we want to save for retirement without pensions, without any other financial help, you got to save the maximum.
And Brian was talking about before ways to shorten the recovery time when the market goes down. One of the best ways to shorten that recovery time is constantly contributing to it. If you contribute at the bottom, it takes no time to recover because it's not going down anymore from there. So keep those contributions going in. Don't stop them.
Just the other day, we had a 33-year-old come in. We looked at the 457 plan they're in, and they're actually in a moderate plan. 50% was in, 20% was in bonds. The other 30% was in a money market, making less than 1%. And the other 50% was divided, like 25 different funds. And the idea was we got to be more aggressive. You have 30 years to save. You need to be with contributions, buying the market each and every paycheck. You need to put more money in, and then we reallocate it to the current portfolio based on the market being down. Buy the stock market when you have time. If you're 7 to 10 years out, like Jeff was saying, and I think this is a great opportunity to buy, where is your money coming out of your paycheck? Where is it going? What are you actually buying? Make sure you know. Know your benefits, know your 401k, and make the changes that you need to make. Akers Financial Group, we're independent. We don't report to a big company on Wall Street. We report to you. We have offices in Forest Hill and Lutherville, Maryland, and clients all around the state and even all around the country and a few around the world. It's so easy to begin winning in retirement. You can just give us a call for a free consultation with one of our team of advisors by calling 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WIN-RETIRE. We'll give you a call back on Monday to schedule your free in-person or Zoom meeting. Go to AkersFinancialGroup.com or give us a call at 833-946-7384 to start planning for your retirement now. Do you know that taxes are actually lower over the long term? We will cover this in just 2 minutes in the second quarter.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers, president and founder of Akers Financial Group. And my cousin Jeff Akers is with me, vice president of Akers Financial Group, certified financial planner practitioner, and all-around good guy. Jeff, welcome back to the second quarter.
All around good guy. I'm not used to hearing that from you.
I was just going with it. I didn't know what else to say. Sorry. I couldn't call you pumpkin spice over the radio.
Again.
Oh, no. It came out again, didn't it? All right. So we're sitting here. I'm in the fall, and the fall is a great time of year. The temperatures just get perfect. And what happens is you're thinking about all these things you got to do. And one of the things about this economic time that we're going through is that it's very volatile, and it feels very, very negative. And what we got to do in our brain is think about what opportunities are out there to maximize our wealth. So we came together and put together this show about 7 fall financial fixes to maximize your wealth. Maximizing your wealth is truly a long-term financial goal, is to build your net worth over time, adding to your investment assets by saving and investing in the right way, and then, of course, getting rid of the debt or anything negative that will pull away from the wealth that you're trying to accumulate. Now, in the second quarter here, we're going to have a question about taxes, but there was a big announcement from the IRS about a bunch of things, but not the IRS, Social Security.
Social Security.
The IRS announcement's later in the show. The Social Security announcement is that they are talking about the raise they're giving people that are already drawing Social Security for the year 2023. What is that percentage raise, Jeff?
I'm sorry, I was going to say Social Security made the announcement that your Social Security is going to go up by 8.7%. And then the IRS followed up with an announcement that said they're just going to take it all.
Yeah.
That's a joke. They didn't really announce that.
No, it's already understood.
Right.
No, the reality is this, is that Social Security, if you're already drawing, will get a raise for the year 2023 of 8.7%. Now, will they actually see that raise, or would Medicare come back and take all of it? Like last year, that there was like an 11% increase in Medicare cost.
Medicare was actually 14.5% last year. They way over raised Medicare last year. Mm-hmm. So this year, there's a thought that they might not raise Medicare, but they haven't made that announcement yet.
Okay.
So they always announce Social Security is going up, and then a week or two later they announce, oh, and Medicare is going up too, and taking that Social Security. They let you revel with the thrill of how much more you're going to get in Social Security before they tell you they're going to take it away.
But thankfully they got this information out before the next election.
Right.
And so the bad news will come after that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So if they're going to raise Medicare, that'll be after the election.
Yeah.
If they're going to keep it the same, then that'll come before the election.
Oh, okay. So if they keep it the same, why would they keep Medicare the same?
Well, last year they raised it so much because there was an Alzheimer's drug that they figured they were going to have to cover, and it cost like $50,000 a year.
Wow.
Well, after they did the raise, the company that makes this drug said, okay, we're going to cut the price to $25,000 a year. So they based the raise on a $50,000 drug that's now only costs $25,000.
Okay.
Still expensive, don't get me wrong.
All right. Well, they won't go back and reduce it, but they might keep it flat. We'll see.
They could reduce it. We'll see what happens. That would really surprise me.
All right. So you might not know the answer to this one. So Social Security raises 8.7. What if you're not in Social Security yet and you've been doing your estimates? Is there a raise coming on your estimate, you think?
That one, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. I don't know the math either. I assume not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's get talking about the topic for this quarter, and that is this: do you know that taxes are actually lower over the long term? What do we mean by that, Jeff?
Oh, wow. So if you pay some taxes now and then never have to pay them again, that can be to your benefit because tax rates right now are lower than they will be in 3 or 4 years down the road.
Yeah, so in 2026, the current tax law sunsets and your tax rates, tax brackets will go up. If you're in a 12% bracket, it's going to go to 15, so that's a 3% raise in taxes and starting January of 2026.
But if you're in the 24%, that's going to go to 28, so that's a 4% raise.
Yeah, there's a weird thing in the 24% bracket because of, if you compare back to 2017, it's going to depend on how they publish the rates for 2026. Well, you could go from 24 to 33 in some cases if you're at the peak of the 24% bracket. So this sounds a little crazy, but in a lot of our reviews here in the fall financial fix is actually to pay tax now and never again. So idea number 3 is Roth convert. Do a Roth conversion of some of your retirement assets now. And there are a lot of good reasons, but what are some of those reasons, Jeff?
So I'll just give 2. One is the taxes that we just talked about, the rates going up. But the other is when the market is down, you can convert more to the Roth IRA, and then the recovery is tax-free. And I've got an example from a couple of years ago. Somebody had a stock that was way down. It was worth like $200,000, and it dropped to $60,000, and we converted it to Roth. Well, now it's worth about $160,000, so it hasn't recovered all the way. But that $100,000 never gets taxed, and he still got the stock that he had initially.
All right, so what we're talking about is Roth. So Roth is a Roth IRA. Roth IRA is you put in after-tax money, and it grows tax-free to your future. Now, many of us can put it through our work, and a Roth 401k, a Roth 403b sometimes. I don't know if I've seen one.
Right.
Roth 457. Actually, I've seen 403b at a couple hospitals.
Roth TSP.
Yeah, a Roth TSP. Those are where you pay tax now, and it goes in, it grows tax-free. The younger you are, the better the Roth version is. Because we do not want you to be retirement poor. What do you think I mean by retirement poor, Jeff?
Well, this will be an example, too. Somebody's retired, all their money is in an IRA or a 401k, a deductible 401k. And they're like, okay, I want to get a car, and the car is going to cost $30,000. So they call and say, I need $30,000. Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to have to send a distribution of around $45,000 just to net the $30,000 for the car. That might even bump up their tax bracket, and that means that they're retirement rich but cash poor, so they've got to pay a lot of tax on all the money that they're going to use to live on.
Because what happens with our habits is sometimes people save at work pre-tax and then spend all the rest. And then they come to us at 55, 60 years old, and the only thing they've built in their life is that retirement account.
Right.
And there is no other savings, no other way of accessing money to live off of in your retirement years. You need multiple buckets of money to retire on. So the idea of tax deferral, there is such a thing as too much of it, and we call that retirement poor.
Right, because then in retirement, eventually you're going to be forced to take money out of those accounts and pay the tax rates at that time, which we just told you is going to be higher after 2026.
All right, so Roth IRAs, and the other way of saving tax-free is through the properly designed life insurance. Don't just buy the first thing that's presented to you. You need to understand what's really set up to work for you and your family. And we have experts that we use to design this for our clients.
Right, that's the old know what you're getting.
So idea number 3 is Roth converts some now. We're converting paying tax on investments that are already down with the idea of moving part of that money over. You can do small, partial IRA conversion. You don't have to convert all of your IRAs at once. You can convert partial and pay tax now and then never again.
Yep.
The other idea, number 4. So 7 fall financial fixes. Here's number 4. Upgrade the quality of your stock holdings. Basically, we're not telling you to get out of stocks. We're telling you to upgrade the stock holdings. Let's say that you were playing around in the market last year. And of course, those stocks went up and then back down. And you might be net back in the same place you started or negative. Mm-hmm. What's the idea of upgrading? What does that mean, Jeff?
So if you've got stocks that you really, to the future, you don't want to have them anymore, go ahead and sell them. Take the loss. The loss you can use to offset other gains in other places. You can also use the loss to offset a little bit of your regular income. So take advantage of that and then buy the stocks that you want to have long term, because this is a good time to get in while they're down.
So upgrading, imagine that, let's use an example of like a Disney type stock might be down 30-some% since January. I don't know if that's the right number or not, but it's down, but you like to buy it. And buying it now is buying an upgraded company that has good profits, good cash flow. Mm-hmm. There's lots of companies out there that have good cash flow, good earnings, good dividends that you can buy at a discount. So those that like to shop or go out there, they love discounts. You should see the stock market as a discount, as a, hey, look at over here. We got a 25% discount today. S&P 500 is even more. NASDAQ even more. What would you like to buy?
But upgrading your stocks is kind of that, oh, it's on sale. So what should I get? Well, you don't go buying something. Even if it's on sale at the store, you don't buy something that's junk when it's on sale. You want to buy something good that's on sale. So it's the same thing with stocks.
So you're not a yard sale kind of guy, are you, Jeff?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I like yard sales. Because what happens is this. You look at stocks, you're following stocks, and you're trying to find the right time to buy, and you might have different entry points as you buy. The idea is that you build your portfolio, and if you want to upgrade, I would go ahead and work on that right now. The idea of getting out of stocks to go to cash is too late. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to market time, we don't recommend that as a technique. We believe that you should asset allocate, meaning that your portion in stock should be right. You should have a portion in stocks and a portion protected. Not in bonds. We don't like bonds at all anymore, but a portion protected.
Your overall allocation is what's important. So that's why we want to have money split between those things so that if there is a downturn, your entire portfolio hasn't suffered. Just the stock portion has gone down, and we're going to wait for that to recover.
All right. So here in the second quarter, our topic was, do you know that taxes are actually lower over right now compared to the long term? So what I mean by that is right now, this year and the next 3 years after this, we are in these lower brackets. In 2026, we know that the current tax federal rates are going to change. Mm-hmm. It's an automatic sunsetting of the current law. That means you're going to pay more tax in the future. If you defer now, pull it out same bracket, that bracket will be higher.
Right. If you're going to buy a car and you know that in a month that car is going to be $10,000 more than it is right now, you don't wait. You go ahead and buy it now.
Absolutely. All right. The best part of retirement, because we want you to win in retirement, but you know what the best part is the fact that you get your time back, where you decide how to use it. Because retirement, your time is now tied up with other commitments. Before retirement, it was all tied up with the job. So now you get to choose what you want to do. your time is consumed by this, just designing what you really want to do. It's easy to begin winning in retirement. And the way you do that is you go to our webpage at akersfinancialgroup.com, scroll down to the schedule a meeting section, and let us know you'd like to schedule your free consultation with one of our team of advisors. That's akersfinancialgroup.com, or you can give us a call at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WIN-RETIRE. We'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person or Zoom meeting. Go to akersfinancialgroup.com or give us a call at 833-946-7384 to start planning for your retirement now. Inheritance can increase your wealth if it is given and received in the right way. We'll talk about this in the third quarter, and we start in just 2 minutes.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
I'm Brian Akers, and here with me today is Jeff Akers. We are certified financial planner practitioners from Akers Financial Group. What that means is that we are financial advisors here to advise you on your retirement. When you work with us, it's all about your retirement. It's not about us. It's not about us trying to sell you something. It's about us giving you the best advice, and we can do that and help you have the best retirement that you can. And we call that winning in retirement. Here in the third quarter, it's the second half. We're coming out of the locker room. We're ready to go. Are you pretty excited, Jeff?
Well, yeah, it's just 2 quarters to go because we're not going to overtime. We already settled on that. So,
well, in our sport, winning in retirement, there's a winner.
Yep.
And who's the winner, Jeff?
We want you to be the winner.
Oh,
not Brian.
Yeah, you want to be the winner. We want the clients to win because they win. We always win.
That's right.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yep.
It's a great day when we have clients come in and we say, "Hey, congratulations on retirement next week." I got to have a meeting like this week. That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But the sad part is there's lots of other meetings where you're talking about someone passing away in their family.
Right.
And that's why here in the third quarter, the topic is inheritance can increase your wealth if it is given and received in the right way. So as we're talking about 7 fall financial fixes, I think I said it right.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
We've covered 4, but the next 2, number 5 and number 6, are tied to this concept of inheritance, about giving it and receiving it in the right way. So I thought we'd start out with just a basic law change from the IRS over the last week. Do you want to explain the 10-year rule off the BDA, off the IRA?
Yeah. So
with the RMD?
So they said in the last week, but if we go back 2 years, it used to be if you inherited an IRA, you could stretch it out and take payments over your lifetime. 2 years ago, the IRS said, nope, in 10 years, you got to have all the money out. And everybody thought, okay, but then I don't have to take money out every year. I could just take it all out at once. Well, what they've said recently is, no, you still got to take money out every year. And by the end of 10 years, it's all got to be gone. So that's the change most recently. If you haven't taken required distributions from your beneficiary IRA or Roth IRA, then you're going to need to start doing that.
It's called a BDA.
Beneficiary Distribution Account.
Right. And so you do not have to cash out a retirement account that you're a beneficiary of. If you are a spouse, you have more rules, more things you can do with it by taking it over to your name if that's the best option. The receiving of an inheritance is an extremely important thing to try to keep as much of that inheritance as possible rather than donate it back to the IRS.
Right. I've seen folks in the past, they didn't come to us for help, and they'll come in and they'll say, yeah, a couple of years ago, I inherited this IRA. I just cashed it in. And I was like, can I see your tax return? And they paid a ton of tax instead of stretching that out over whatever time they would be allowed to do.
You need to understand tax law and tax brackets and where you are on the tax bracket. That next dollar you earn, what tax rate are you going to pay on that? Is that 22? Is that 24? Or is it like 33?
Right.
If you take a large lump sum all out at one time, boom, you jump to the 33 bracket.
Yep.
So we have multiple cases over the last years with people who have passed away, and we worked with their beneficiaries to explain what we wanted to do for them after their parent has died. I was thinking about one case where the father passed away. The mother did not want the money. She said, I want it deferred to the kids. So while the husband was sick, we went through the process of changing beneficiaries to the 2 sons. The 2 sons, their goal was to be able to pay down some debt they had, which I thought was a really good thing to do. Mm-hmm. We had to work through the tax law and understand where their brackets were and how much to take out per year. And so the IRA stretching it out over that 10-year period was part of the plan. So we never received the money. We put the money from the person that passed away's name into this deferred account, beneficiary distribution account, and allowed that money to stay tax deferred until we chose to pull money out.
Right. And I was thinking of a family where a mom died and the two beneficiaries' children received it. And they had a lot of money that was going to be coming to them that was going to be taxable. And we had to take a certain amount every year. And it was going to raise their tax bracket. So we looked at their employer benefits and said, well, let's increase your 403B contribution, your 401k contribution, because you're going to have all this money coming in that's taxable. And this is a way to essentially shift it into your account. You're paying tax here, but now you're taking a deduction over there.
All right, so if someone in your family passes away, you do not need to act quickly and make fast changes. The matter of factly, what you need to do is think about it first. You need to look at the whole estate, the whole person's portfolio. You got to do something called an estate flow, which is where is the money going based on beneficiary elections. And then each beneficiary needs to do some financial planning on how to receive the inheritance that's coming. As the net worth grows into like the millions and higher, then you have to work with trust and build the idea of how to hold this money and to create income and pay the least amount of tax over a lifetime rather than just grabbing the money and paying whatever the tax is. You want to increase your wealth, maximize your wealth, one fall fix, idea number 5, and that is this. Allow that IRA to be deferred as long as it can. And especially the Roth IRA. If you receive a Roth as a beneficiary, that's tax-free. Mm-hmm. Nothing's better than that. We want tax-free. Let's do more tax-free. If you're inheriting a tax-free account, don't just cash it in. Yes, you can pull it out tax-free, but you can let it grow over time. Let it do that.
In 10 years, it might even double. Who knows?
Absolutely, especially from where it is at the moment. We're typically a little more aggressive on Roth investing. We like that to be in stocks because we do want it to grow. Mm-hmm. Make sure you have properly allocated and you do tax planning. So on the idea of receiving, ideal number 5 is to plan it out. Consider stretching it out. Make sure you understand the options on each and every investment when someone passes away and you are the beneficiary.
Yeah, if someone passes away and you're a beneficiary, don't jump in and do something right away. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Come and see us. Let's talk through what the options are and do the right thing because
Absolutely.
You're not going to increase your wealth by paying more to the IRS.
Absolutely. Keep everything we can. That's what your parents would want, right?
Yep.
All right. Now, the second one, idea number 6 is this, is plan your legacy. Make sure that it's as easy for your beneficiaries as possible through proper planning. So the way I think about this is if you passed away tomorrow, where do you want your money to go? And is everything drawn up for that to actually happen? Have you done the work that's needed? That is a major part of a good, sound financial plan that we do at Akers Financial Group.
Right. We might have in our mind, this is what I want to have happen. But if you haven't written it down, if you haven't taken those steps to make that happen, it's not going to happen when you pass away. So don't let that happen to your loved ones down the road.
We try our hardest to get every account to have a beneficiary, have a trust, have it organized so it flows and flows very quickly to the beneficiaries with the least amount of tax, least amount of fees or costs, and with the idea of avoiding probate as much as possible. Probate is how you transfer assets from one person to another. You can avoid probate through beneficiary, through trust, and some other ideas. But the idea is having it all set up so it happens like this. Now, we ask our clients all to have wills, and many, many, many of them get them.
Right.
Most new clients come in without wills.
Right.
I do get frustrated with our police officers where they have a free lawyer to do the wills for them. It's a military also.
And they still don't want to think about it.
And they still don't have it. Some military, typically before you have to go overseas, you have to go see the JAG office. But
got to do the power of attorney.
Yeah, but I think the overall planning, we got to do it.
Right.
You got to have it done, especially if you have kids, if you have assets, if anything in just your name only, you need a will. Don't put that off. On our website, AkersFinancialGroup.com, under our radio tab, you can hear past shows of some attorneys we've had in place here.
Right. We are not attorneys, but we have some that we work with that we can help you get in contact with.
Now, I had a case where a husband and wife both passed away the same week, and the family was surprised by the inheritance that they received because they had never talked about money with them. Yes. They just knew that, they're savers. But then as we walk through this time with the family and getting the inheritance over, because of the avoidance of probate, we're able to lower their probate fees a lot because we handled everything we could on our side. Sometimes with clients, you can't handle what they do at the bank or they do on outside accounts. We just do everything we can.
But if you've got beneficiaries, you avoid probate, and avoiding probate means avoiding a fee.
We want you to win in retirement. Our show, our radio show here, is not like any other radio show you listen to in the fact that we're bringing you the full circle of financial advice, not just trying to sell a product or one type of product or two types of products. We're trying to talk to you about the thought process, the thinking behind what you're doing and why you're doing it. No matter what age you are, you can start now to win in your retirement years by going from where you are now to where you need to be through planning and then implementing that plan. That's what we're built for.
And with proper planning, you can even help the next generation become more wealthy because of the way you've planned for them to receive money.
You think about the financial struggles you've had to get where you are, and you love your kids to not have to struggle like that. But sometimes kids need to struggle before they learn, which is okay. But you got to develop a way to be able to handle this wealth. Now, it doesn't all have to go to your family. It can go to charity. And we thoroughly enjoy calling charities and saying that our client has left money to you. We'd like to have a meeting with you. And we go and meet them and talk about the donation that we're giving. I had one recently that's going to be around $200,000 to their church, which is a really nice gift, something that they wanted to do. So that's going to be a nice phone call to have, and also the ability to help that church. It's a good thing.
And if your estate's big enough, that keeps a little more money away from the IRS.
Yes, there's so much involved in legacy and estate planning that people usually take it sort of for granted.
Right.
One of the things you can think about is if you ever hear about Elvis Presley. Now, did he properly do his estate, Jeff?
I don't remember the exact story, but the answer to that question is no.
Absolutely not. But the reality, he didn't have a will. He had all those attorneys and stuff, but he never did a will. And what happens is every year you can look at the Elvis Presley estate in Memphis and see the financial reporting of all the money, where it went to. It's public information, and they got to pay probate fees and taxes every year because it wasn't designed. And then the money goes to his relatives after that. Right.
And so the people that we think benefited from him, from his legacy or his estate, aren't necessarily the ones who benefited from it.
Yeah, all of a sudden Uncle Sam inherits since 1977 in that case. Now, this keeps happening to high-end entertainment people. They pass away without wills, and it's a shame. I believe that we all need to do our planning as if we might pass away tomorrow, because we know that that's probably going to happen someday, but we have to be ready and prepared. So at Akers Financial Group, in retirement, we want your biggest worry of the day to be where you're going to drink your morning cup of coffee, where every day seems like a Saturday, free of stress. Your retirement income and investments taken care of by your team of advisors at Akers Financial Group. It's not too late to get started because it's so easy to begin winning in retirement. Go ahead and meet with one of our team of advisors to have a free meeting about you and your retirement plan. You can call us at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WINRETIRE. We'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person or Zoom meeting. Go to AkersFinancialGroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384 to start planning for your retirement now. You've worked hard for your money for a long time. Now it's time for your money to work hard for you. Maximize your wealth now. We'll explain how to do this in the fourth quarter.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show. Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. Call 833-WIN-RETIRE now to schedule a visit with Brian and his team and begin winning in retirement. Once again, here's Brian Akers.
Welcome back to Winning in Retirement. It's fourth quarter here on Winning in Retirement. I'm Brian Akers. I'm president of Akers Financial Group, and here with me today is the vice president of Akers Financial Group, Jeff Akers. I've been a financial advisor a long time, a certified financial planner practitioner. You've enjoyed your career choices of working with people in their financial situations, Jeff?
Oh, yeah. That part is great. Getting to talk with people, figure out what's going on in their life. And
how do things feel when the markets are down? How does that make you feel as an advisor?
So how does it make me feel? I'd say I feel pretty good just because we do a good job of getting an allocation in place that's protecting some of what clients have.
Right.
And then the part that's in the market is the part that should be in the market. And so we can explain, here's what's going on and here's what we're looking for in the future.
Absolutely. So is it harder doing financial planning in a down volatile market, or is it something where if new clients or I guess clients that are worried about things, how are things going?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's harder or easier. It really depends on the person, because there will be someone who comes in that's just afraid and they don't want to do anything. And then there's somebody else who comes in and says, man, this is terrible. I need some help to get this fixed. What do I do?
And you pull out your counseling card?
Every now and then I've got to pull out the counseling card and just listen for a while. And sometimes it takes a little longer than others.
Yeah, so Jeff does have a master's degree in marriage and family counseling, which is the card I was referencing when you're talking about what he has to pull out in some meetings just to help people through decisions in life.
Yes, and one of those decisions is you're married, stay that way.
Yeah, and then family and counseling about money and how to handle money and how to make the wise decisions when it doesn't seem like the right time, but it might be the right time for you to make those changes. So this show has been about 7 fall financial fixes. I think I said it right.
All those F's.
7 fall financial fixes where we can help and fix our finances to improve it, to make it better, to help our net worth, and to help us maximize what we've been doing. So this here in the fourth quarter, we're going to try to bring it all together. If you happen to miss anything, you can go to our website at akersfinancialgroup.com, hit the radio tab, and you see all the shows we've had all sitting there for you to listen to anytime you like. And we also are available through some podcast avenues. All right, so let's get started on this question. You've worked hard for your money for a long time, and now it's time for your money to work hard for you. Maximize your wealth now. What's your thoughts on this, Jeff?
Well, how do we maximize what our money is going to do for us? We invest it. You know, we don't want to have sleepy money sitting in a bank account not earning anything. We want to have it invested in something where it's growing for us. That's one way that we can make our money work hard for us.
All right, so idea number 7 is this. We all work hard. Does your money? Yeah. Make sure every bit of your money is working hard based on its category of investment. An example would be your savings account making 0.05.
Right.
Guess what? Banks are paying some interest now.
Yep.
Take a look at it.
It used to be 0.01.
Hey, but look at the bank and see if you can get 1%, 2%, 3% with the money that's sitting on the sideline.
Right. And it's important to remember that we do want to have like an emergency fund. So some money is going to be low earning, but it has a purpose. So make sure you know what the purpose is and then invest it accordingly.
If you have at least one year money that you want to take less risk with, you might want to consider I-bonds through the federal government through treasurydirect.gov. It was paying 9.6 through October for the equivalent of 9.6 over a year, but just for the last 6 months. It's going to bring out the next rate here soon. But I-bonds, you put $10,000 per person in, and that money can grow state tax-free, still pay federal. So the idea here is this. Get your money to work harder, and you save. If you can save more money, that'd be great. By saving money, you're increasing your net worth. If you're saving, investing, and doing things that make more money, then your net worth is also increasing. The other way to increase your net worth is by paying off debt, right, Jeff?
That's right. Now, it's important to note, Brian said, save more money. Well, if you put more money into savings, but then you run up your credit card because you didn't have the money to pay the bill, you didn't improve your wealth. So make sure that you're paying down debt and increasing savings at the same time.
Every one of us can do this. If it's $25, $50, or if you're on the much higher end where you blew $5,000 last weekend, there are ways to get things better. In a recessionary time where there is a downturn now or coming, we need to tighten the belt a little bit. We need to build our cash. We need to get rid of our debt. If you look at your home equity loan, the interest rate on that might have doubled over the last 2 years. Yep. You got to look at where money's going in your life to make sure you're maximizing what you need to do to reach your own financial goal. No company or government's really going to provide retirement like they used to. We need to make sure we're saving on our own to build this retirement plan so that you can be winning in retirement.
Yep. Pensions have kind of gone away. And right now, everything costs more. You go to the grocery store, it costs more. The home equity loan, like Brian mentioned, it costs more. So we have to look at our budget. We have to look at what we're spending and make sure that we've got enough to take care of it. One of the first questions that we ask in every review is, do you have enough coming in to take care of your needs? And then we follow up by checking the bank accounts and see if they've still got money there.
Yeah, so we're talking about 7 fall financial fixes, and this one here is about making your money work harder for you. We think it starts with financial planning. You need to sit down and have a financial plan done for you, no matter what age, what investment net worth you are, or how successful you've been. We think a good plan is where you got to start to maximize what you're doing. We want to maximize your wealth, not just get by. Let's get the most out of every category that you have. One way to help work on that is for you to become financially organized so that you have that done properly. We review insurance to make sure you have the proper amount of insurance for your need, not more than you need. We found in many cases that people are underinsured on their homeowners, underinsured on their umbrella. And then we had life insurance cases where when you ran a quote, like I had one the other day where we tripled their coverage for the same price.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen it that good before,
No.
but they had bought a company's plan for a 30-year term, and they only need 25-year term now, or 20-year terms we end up buying, and we tripled the coverage for the same price.
Wow, that's outstanding.
So if you have reasonable health, it's worth shopping things like this to make sure you're doing okay. Don't put off what you should be doing today because you might be scared or nervous about things going on. What you got to do is make sure you have your fundamentals of your financial planning done correctly.
Yeah, the procrastinator says that if procrastination was an Olympic event, they'd participate tomorrow. They'd even put that off.
Have you been practicing that joke?
I was thinking about it as soon as I saw what you wrote down here.
Oh, my. Well, all right. So I'm going to cover just a little bit what we've covered throughout this show. And so in the first quarter, we covered idea number 1 and 2. Number 1 was look at your company benefits, your group benefits. See what they offer and take advantage of what they're offering on everything you need. We think you should check the box for short-term and long-term disability. You need to look at the life insurance coverage, compare that to shopping for it to see if there's any better deal. And then idea number 2 is your 401k may, or most likely, you might need a change right now. And that change isn't to go more conservative, it's actually to look at what it's invested in and maybe make changes there. Possibly need to increase what you're saving. Make sure your contributions are going into the stock market, not to the money market. Buy the volatility, buy the low, so that when the market starts to recover, and there is a recovery, then you'll actually be loading up the gains earlier and be able to recover faster than the market.
Yep.
In the second quarter, we covered idea number 3, which is Roth conversions. That's where you pull some money out of your IRA through a conversion to a Roth. Pay tax now and never again. It's a really great topic, something that we can evaluate for you if it makes sense. Idea number 4 is upgrade the quality of your stock holdings. And you can do that right now by taking stocks that you might not want to own anymore and buy stocks that you want to own without paying too much of a gain. You might be able to take a tax loss. In quarter 3, we covered idea number 5 and 6. Number 5 was about IRAs and inheriting IRAs, and also about any inheritance that you're receiving is to plan it out. But especially on IRAs, you want to defer that and stretch it out at least over that 10-year period. But you got to begin taking some annual withdrawals. And then idea number 6 is about giving your legacy, giving your inheritance. Make sure you plan that out the way you want it to be. And then here in the fourth quarter, we talked about idea number 7, and that is we all work hard for the money. Is your money working hard for you? Whew, man.
That's 7 fall financial fixes.
What did you say, Jeff?
7 fall financial fixes.
Oh, you didn't
I said
mess
it
up.
without messing it up.
That's because you went slow.
Yes, I did.
Alliteration, I guess. So, yes, you're driving your car and you're thinking about these ideas. Oh, that's a good idea. My thing is this. When you come into a financial advisor's office, you bring your information and you cover all these topics, you're truly doing financial planning. If you walk into a financial person's office and all they talk about is one product or what investment could they invest for you, that's not planning. That's a sales.
Yep.
Make sure you know if you're going through planning or you're going through a sales presentation. It's very important that all of us do planning. The sales, I think, only should occur after we know what is best interest for you.
Right.
That's called a fiduciary relationship. When someone waves a fiduciary flag and then tries to sell you something, understand that that was a flag. That wasn't in reality planning.
Right.
They need to know about your situation. If they don't ask for your tax return, that means they're not doing any tax planning.
Yeah, several years ago, the word fiduciary was all the rage, and we'd get that question all the time. Are you a fiduciary? Are you a fiduciary? We don't get that question as much anymore, but we are. We act as a fiduciary, what's in your best interest.
Yep.
And the plan is what determines what you need to buy. So the plan comes first, the buy comes later.
I have never understood in my career, we're talking since I was 19 years old when I started financial services, how you make a financial decision without knowing the person, without seeing their statements, knowing their taxes, knowing where their income's coming, knowing about their family and the setup. How do you recommend an investment? Now, I might like one of these investments a lot that I have, but it doesn't fit for everyone. The idea is this: if you do planning and then implement the plan, then you're going to be successful. You're going to maximize your wealth. That maximizing your wealth is learning how to become a saver, how to reduce your debt, and then to grow these assets to meet any and all goals you have in life.
Right. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's doing the right things, following the plan to maximize your wealth.
It's a getting wealthy scheme, if you want to call it a scheme. It's a getting wealthy path, which happens. I mean, if we look at our clients, and I had one of my clients I've had for over 30-some years pass away last week, and to see and to think back about the 30 years that we've had, and then we went to the funeral and everything. It's hard to see them pass away, but then now have meetings about the legacy with the family to explain what was accomplished for him to provide for his retirement and what's left for them to help build for their future goals.
Right.
There's a lot going on there. Now, when it comes to your financial planning, we want you to know all about Akers Financial Group. So check us out at akersfinancialgroup.com. Jeff, thank you very much for a good show.
Sure thing.
I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Your pleasure. We want you to win in your retirement by taking advantage of the opportunity to begin planning with us at Akers Financial Group. To schedule your free meeting with one of our team of advisors, go to our website at akersfinancialgroup.com. Scroll down to the Schedule a Meeting section and let us know that you'd like to schedule your free meeting. That's akersfinancialgroup.com, or you can just give us a call at 833-WIN-RETIRE. That's 833-WIN-RETIRE. We'll give you a call on Monday to schedule your free in-person or Zoom meeting with one of our team of advisors. Start planning for your retirement now. Go to akersfinancialgroup.com or call us at 833-946-7384. Thank you for listening. I'm Brian Akers from Akers Financial Group, and we want you to be winning in retirement.
You've been listening to Winning in Retirement with your host, Brian Akers of Akers Financial Group. Akers Financial Group offers securities through Archedios Capital, an SIPC and FINRA member firm. Advisory services are provided through Archedios Wealth. Akers Financial Group and Archedios do not share any common ownership. Neither Archedios nor Akers Financial Group provides tax or legal advice. Advice given on winning in retirement is general in nature, and one should seek further advice from their financial advisor, broker, attorney, and or tax accountant before investing. Be sure to read each prospectus carefully to understand all the risks associated with each investment. Examples and scenarios shared are meant to be for illustrative purposes only. Past performance is not indicative of future results.